Hello, hello, hello. Some of you all like for me to still say that. Hello, hello, hello. So there you go. Hello, hello, hello. Listen, some big news that I was sitting in my laptop and I was actually getting ready to live stream about cryptocurrency. When this came up in my news feed, so I said, let me live stream about this, and then I'm going to live stream about cryptocurrency shortly hereafter. So come in, hit that like and share button. We're going to talk about crypto in my next live stream. I'm probably just going to do a back to back about crypto crashing, and we're going to look at the crypto.com era and the .com era, right? The .com, COM, and the crypto farm financing, which is up big today, 27% of farm financing. And we're going to look at CRO coin, crypto.com coin. That's switching over. So I'm in a crypto mood today. Hello, Patrice, my business partner. We have a wonderful business in a wonderful way. We offer wonderful services for wonderful pay. Hello, who me? Yeah, you. Who me? You know what? I just noticed that my teeth look exceptionally white. You want to know the difference? I mean, or what I do with my teeth, like, or a secret or inside the thing, is just baking, baking soda, and peroxide. That's all. You know, sometimes I go into, and then I have coconut toothpaste that I use sometimes. Definitely, I don't use any toothpaste with fluoride in it. All of these are natural things. And then I have like a mint type flavor, when I just want something to get that baking soda and, peroxide thing. I'll brush with a mint, peppermint, no fluoride, all pure incentives. But that baking soda and peroxide will get your teeth white, all the natural things. So you all come in, hit that thumbs up, hit that like, and share button for me. Thank you all for coming in. And if you are new to the channel, make sure that you are subscribed. I pretty much cover everything about the money moves that we're making in this new financial system reset, right? I cover everything from cash flow to cash outflow, right? How to get the money to invest, how to protect your investments through capital gains, especially if you are flipping in Forex or cryptocurrency, how to get 470 plus tax deductions to help you offset that. So you're not giving your money to Uncle Sam, you're not giving the government your money. And to help people understand that we are in a transition from fiat cash, right? From cash to cryptocurrency, to help you prepare for this new financial wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. So hello, Lisa. Thank you for coming in and saying hello as well. So let's get right into the topic, if you all don't mind. I saw this article about, give me one second, Social Security doing something, and this was on Yahoo Finance, that has not been done in since 1982. Now, the people that's in the live stream, let me know how the background sound is. Sometimes I live stream and I go back and rewatch a snippet of it, and it was just too loud. I have some background soft music playing. It just really helps me to stay focused in a certain hertz. And one live stream, it was loud, but it wasn't loud to me at the time of live streaming. So let me know. You'll hear a little soft sound in the background. Let me know how that is. If it's good and you can hear me well, if it's not too loud, let me know. Give me the thumbs up, or just tell me, you good, I'm good. However way you want to say it or word it. And again, two cryptocurrencies I'm going to look at and do it in a separate live stream is Form Finance. I may show you all that towards the end. And the CRO coin, also crypto.com. Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much for saying that. Lisa says the sound is good. We have 11 people in at the 4:38 mark. So you all make sure that you hit that thumbs up. We have 9 thumbs up. Let's share this information. If it's helpful to you, it definitely will be helpful to the people that you are, that you love and that you're concerned about. Being on the upside, right? The upside of this financial wealth transfer. I'm looking for my gold ring. And on the gold ring thing, people, stack silver. If you are upper class or poor working class, stack silver to get gold. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice, but I'm telling you this: stack silver to get gold is my strategy, right? This may not be your strategy because there's going to be so much higher return on your investment as silver is both a monetary and industrial use. So as we move to 5G Wi-Fi, as we move to electronic vehicles, as we move to RFID chips, as this transformation is taking place, as used also for mobile phones, for calculators, for Tesla, right? Silver, the return on investment will position you to stack silver, so you can get gold. So with this being said, let's dive into this article and dissect it. Social Security is doing something it has not done since 1982. Now, this is from the Motley Fool. I did see this on other Market Watch as well. Newly released today, fresh off the press, February the 20th, 2022. It isn't a milestone to celebrate. However, Social Security is the most arguably important program in the country. Every year, 21.7 million Americans supposedly are lifted out of poverty because of their monthly Social Security payout. Are they really lifted out of poverty? Right? Yeah. Are they really lifted out of poverty? However, it goes on to read that it is also a program that the vast majority of Americans lean on or they depend on to some degree during their retirement, right? During their retirement. So, with that being said, people, this is definitely shocking news about what's going on with Social Security, but no surprise. Now, 85% of non-retirees in April of 2021, just last year, expect to rely on Social Security as a major or minor source of income to make up for the ends meets, make up for their ends meets in their older years or their golden years. So Social Security, although it's been around for decades, people, they have a set of serious concerns. And guess what? This concern has been going on for a long time. So in 4 decades, Social Security is doing something that has not been done. So people, I beg of you to understand, just like the dot-com bubble, as Amazon, as all of these technologies, and people thought that then that this was definitely going to be, it was going to crash the internet. All of these tech companies that came in and now they are thriving. People, it is just switching from technology, from the dot-com bubble to now cryptoism is what I call. So you had companies like American Express, Amex, Time Warner, right, that actually had to be convinced during the dot-com bubble in the 90s to create a website. And this was the future, and they needed one. But those companies that went ahead and implemented are the ones right now that understand, that are thriving, that are trillion-dollar companies because they understood the assignment. Now they are the Internet of Things. So now people, we're just going into a mobile internet. And it's clear now that if you have laughed at it then in the 90s, that many of the internet companies, now they are worth well over $1 trillion. Even Jeff Bezos now, $1 billion, right? Billionaire, trillionaire status. Richest man in the world, him and Elon Musk often, alternate that title. And so now they're worth trillions. And the ones that are worth trillions in the 90s are Apple, Amazon, Facebook, now known as Meta, right? Which is getting ready for the metaverse and cryptocurrency. Google and Uber. So cryptocurrencies are just another $1 trillion opportunity. It could potentially be $100 trillion opportunity. So this hasn't happened in Social Security in 4 decades. Number 4, I won't go into that. If you've been following me, you know what it means. So every year, Social Security Board of Trustees releases a lengthy report that examines everything that includes the data on how much revenue Social Security generated from the 3 income sources that comes out of your paycheck, which is payroll tax, taxation of benefits, and interest income. Interest income. And so that means how many of these dollars were funneled into payments and administrative costs, right? I like that. Let me write that down. I like that. Interest income. Interest income. That's what I'm trying to get people to get, is interest income, to convert their active income from their paycheck to passive income. And how many of those dollars went into interest income, administrative costs, and the actual payroll taxation of benefits? So President Ronald Reagan, I told you all, Ronald Reagan also signed in another tax law that made the upper middle class, the sole proprietors, people that are have their own businesses or small business or operate or sole proprietors or specialists like doctors and lawyers, 1099 contractors, right? He signed this Social Security Act in 1983 along with that Higher Taxation Act. So this program builds up cash reserves, and to say that Social Security consistently brought in more revenue every single year than it's been paid out. However, between 1982 and 2020, that is changing. Now, between this time frame of 82 and 2020, about $25 billion, $25 billion to $2.91 trillion was brought in. So you can see why that schools are systematically set up to produce people with an employee's mindset, because it is more advantageous of the government, of the Fed, of the U.S. reserves to have employees than true entrepreneurs. And I'm not talking about entrepreneurship where you're trading your time for money. Right? I'm not talking about that type of entrepreneurship. I'm talking about entrepreneurship in which you have a system, not which you are the system, right? And so this is why everything in the school system is done bell to bell, from the exchange of one class to the other, from recess to your lunch break. Everything is timed, right? And this is why you're not encouraged to ask questions in class or question the teacher. This is why you are encouraged to work in solo, right? Versus in a group setting. I'm going to break that down for you at the end as well. Right, Patrice, this is not enough for the majority. It's definitely not at all. It is not enough for the majority. And so now the outflows, let me write that down. That's another good thing that I like. Interest income, because people need to know that. And people talk about cash flow a lot, but they don't talk about the outflow. So the outflow is getting worse. Social Security right now, outflow could shrink the program assessment reserve to just $1.34 trillion. And this is happening within the next 8 years by 2030. So it says Social Security has a laundry list of shortcomings, but you still cannot opt out of it. If you say, listen, if I know that this program is in distress, can I opt? Can I not have? No. That's just like when I taught in the public schools as a teacher, I had no voice to say so about my pension. I had to get this dollar amount taken out. I had no idea what they were investing in. When I called the retirement system and asked them, hey, can I, what are you all investing in with my money, with my labor? I was not told of that. And then if I asked, I said, okay, if the stock market for people that have 401ks, I operated off a pension. But for people that have 401ks, if you ask, what are you investing in? They'll give you some type of, broad scope, but they won't give you anything detailed. And so investing in 401ks and pensions is just, it's most people think that's investing or that's their retirement plan, and it doesn't work, especially when it comes to inflation. Because 401k and pensions are passive investing that you don't know what they're investing in. And they get 10 times the amount of return on your money than you do because they don't want to teach you about investing. Yeah, school is a systematic design program. That's why they call it free public education, to train you to have an employee's mindset. That's why you take so much digging and digging and digging into the mindset of people before they actually wake up. So for 90% of Americans earning less than $147,000 a year, they'll pay into the program with every dollar they earn. Most people don't know the one tax that you can control out of your W-4 is your federal taxes, FICA. You don't have any say so if you're in a state that takes your state tax, that's at 6%. Your federal taxes is 4 times that amount at 24%. So meanwhile, the remaining 6% won't owe any payroll taxes above $147,000 in earned income. In 2016, an estimated $1.2 trillion in earned income escaped taxation during this cap, according to Social Security Administration. So Social Security is going bankrupt pretty much. So what's going to be your plan if you don't take advantage right now in 2022 to prepare for this financial wealth transfer? Because it takes years to build wealth, and it takes longer than that if you don't know how to protect your wealth from taxes. Solar God, I agree with all of the above. Is it theft or is it robbery, right? Robbery comes in and take from people when you're absent, when you're not at home. Theft can be done in plain sight. That means a thief can see you walking on the streets and come up and grab your purse and doesn't care if you know what they look like or other people. I don't think it's robbery. I think it's theft because they're doing it in plain sight. And most people complain about it, but they do nothing to change it. They complain about it. They think every year that rich people are going to be taxed. That's never going to happen. Most politicians own home-based businesses. That's why I've been telling people to get a home-based business, especially while it's at a discounted investing opportunity of just $129, right? You see the number strolling at the bottom. Most people don't even know that politicians, 95% of them have home-based businesses. Shalom to you as well. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, unemployment got us working. This was an interesting article as well from Market Watch. Unemployment got us working a lot. Brooklyn gang charged with stealing $4.3 million in C-19 relief after flashing their cash in a YouTube music video. I talked about this last week. Jay-Z says in 444 album, you on the gram holding money to your ear. There's a disconnect. We don't call that money over here. And he said the only thing that flashing cash on social media does is bring the tax man in. Okay, pickpocket, thief, whatever, right? Same thing. No, a pickpocket at least try to be sly with it. I wouldn't really agree with that. A pickpocket would try to be sly. A a a, a thief would do it in plain sight. They don't care. A pickpocket will try to hide amongst the people and hide in the crowd. A thief will come straight up to you. It's kind of like, what's the movie where the Denzel was in, and he went as the man. He was drinking coffee with his gang. I forget what's the name of that Denzel movie. And he got his money in plain sight, broad daylight. It wasn't Training Day. What's the name of the other movie? But anyway, I'm not finna argue about the difference between a theft and a pickpocket. All I'm saying is people come on my live stream and say it's a pandemic. And I'm like, how are you planning? I'm not finna, sway my attention into the difference between a theft and somebody that it's a pickpocket. Anyway, the government tell you all what they're doing. You don't make changes because you still want them to be on your side. That's not going to ever happen. Instead of people learning to fight fire with fire, they take the government as their friend, not as fire that's going to consume and burn up their wealth or any position that they have. They think the government it doesn't matter how much history tells people otherwise. Mass majority said this is my friend. They're doing what's best. They're giving us a stimulus. They're encouraging us about our health taxes. No matter what history has shown that they've done in the past, people still had a mass majority of the population still believes and trusts. So unemployment got us working a lot. Brooklyn gang charged with stealing $4.3 million and C-19 relief after flashing their cash in a YouTube music video. A financial crime. So we can talk about robbery, theft, and crime. So pocketing more than $4.3 million in pandemic relief, stolen identities to file 1,000 fraudulent unemployment claims, prosecutors said. Look at the number here, 11, the number of warning and destruction. Disorganization, as in 9/11. Of the Wu Gang were accused of filing more than 20 million in false benefit applications, about a fifth of which were approved and having the payment sent to the addresses they control. Prosecutors said the gang was ultimately called in part because members posted numerous pictures, I tell you, and videos of themselves online, flashing gang signs and piles of cash, often while standing in front of luxury cars, including Lambos. That's what everybody that get in crypto has never had large amounts of money before or millionaire status. That's what they want, Lambo and Mercedes-Benz. I don't know if you all know this or not, but the black and brown community, thank you, American Gangster, the black and brown community, the number one community that buys Mercedes. They don't even have to market to them, right? And they don't market to them oftentimes. Photographs and videos of the defendants posted on publicly accessible social media pages show them expressing their Wu Strike gang through the hand signs and other means, and flaunting their ill-gotten gains by disputing large stacks of cash of the United States currency and standing near luxury vehicles. So, in May of 2021, several of these accused gang members appeared in a music video on YouTube entitled Trapping, which included lyrics such as "Unemployment got us working a lot." 10 of the 11 were all 23 or younger, were taken into custody and couldn't be reached for comment. It was not clear if they have retained attorney. Interesting. So, who asked the Sherry Peel Jackson question? Are you familiar? Yes, I am. I have it right here on hand. I read it several times. I think everyone should read this because she advocates that everyone should have a home-based business also in this. And so I also have people that come on the live stream and say, Queen, it's illegal to pay, taxes. We're not supposed to be taxed. Natural born citizen. Well, you read this story, you'll see why. That if you go that route, it's not going to work. You're not going to challenge the IR to the S. Not on that. You're wasting energy, time, and effort if you think you're going to be the first person that free people through telling them about national born citizens. It's not going to happen. You might as well do it the way they want you to do it, which is through a home-based business. Like I said, politicians own home-based businesses as well as other businesses as well, but they all have a home-based business, 95% of them. So you do it the way they want you to do it, because people who tried to rock the boat and be a whistleblower got imprisonment. It tells you all this. See, I got my dog ears, my highlight. Business use of your homes, other expenses, how to use a home-based business to stick it to them. This is actually chapter 14. She said, okay, if I'm going to get arrested for teaching the other method, I'll teach it this way. People read this and still don't do it, though. It's all about people's mindset and their desire to want to do better. I don't see how people still trust them after the history put in front of their faces. Another thing, talking about Social Security and benefits that may be exhausted by 2030. Have you ever looked at your Social Security card? Your Social Security card and your EIN, your employer identification number, is also known. Have you all ever thought about that? That your employer identification number is also known as the Federal Employer Identification Number, FEIN, or the Federal Tax Identification Number. It is a unique 9-digit number assigned to the IR to the S to business entities. So have you ever wondered why these numbers contain 9 digits? The EIN is specifically for business. The Social Security number can be used for both business and personal. You yourself are already a business entity. So why can't you have your own business again? Social Security number is just the highest tax bracket when you don't convert it into a home-based business. And a lot of people sometimes ask me, Queen, what about me starting my own business in LLC? I think that's a great thing if you understand how the game is played. Because if you don't be careful with that strategy, you're just going to find yourself, whether you're a sole proprietor or self-employed, owning a job. That's it. You don't have much leverage on that side. You gonna want me to teach this real quick, because I said this was gonna be short. I want to do a crypto video after this, right? So I always do this. I said I'm gonna make a short video, and it's never short. Let me do like they do in the school system. Put it on a timer. You got 5 minutes to do this, then 10 minutes to do that. They teaching you to be good employees, right? They teach you all everything. Come in and teach a classroom. This is your do now. This is our word of the day. You got 5 minutes to get that definition written. Everything is time. All employee mindset. No time, right? Machine and robots. No time, very seldom for the creative mind. Very few classrooms in the school system have that set up. Now, employee. 95% of people live on this side, whether they're an employee or they're a sole proprietor, small business, are specialists, doctor, lawyers, or 1099 contractors. 95% of people live on this side, but they only have 5% of the wealth. You all are saying that? So here you have a job. And here you own a job. Now, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a specialist, a 1099 contractor, you're making 6 figures or above, this comes with a lot of prestige. It comes, people see these positions that come with a lot of prestige, right? But people over here are overworked and underpaid because they have no leverage. Meaning that a doctor can only get paid if he has patients, which is not a problem, but they're often burnt out. They don't have family time. A lawyer is only paid every time she has clients. If you're a barber, beautician, only if you have people in your chair. And I know some barbers will tell me, well, Queen, I rent out my chairs, right? But if you're the best barber and people are coming because of your name and your brand, you are on the active income side versus this side, which is the passive income side. This side is where 5% of the people live, but they have 95% of the wealth. You would think that most people on this side would want to know, what are they doing differently over here? Because they have 95% of the wealth. What are they doing differently? What is it that they're doing? On this side, you can't pass this down to your children. You can't will your child a job. Or you can't will your child your lawn care business, or your beautician business, or your barbershop business. Nothing wrong if that's your gift. The Bible says your gift shall make room for you. Room means it should pay you. It should open up doors for you, open up financial cash flow. If it's not doing that, you're not doing a gift. You might be doing something that you're just passionate about. Passion doesn't pay. Your gift should. But you cannot pass this on to your children. Your child may not be good at cutting hair or doing hair. They may not be good at landscaping. They may not desire to. And this side of the quadrant, people, is only designed to pay bills. I'm gonna put a dollar sign in the word bills. That's it. You know, and schools teach you to be a ERS. I asked the principal at the school one day. I asked the principal at the school, I said, why don't they teach more about entrepreneur? I had a student one day that came to me. She said, Coach Deloach, you know, they call me coach in that world because I coach basketball. People call me coach in this world because I'm a financial coach. I'm still drawing on the whiteboard with my marker, right? She said, Coach Deloach, she said, one day I'm going to make millions of money. You all forget my phone in the background. I'll catch you later. I said, millions of money? She said, yeah, I'm going to make millions of money. I said, how you going to do that? She said, I'm going to have all these different type of cheese. I'm going to have cheese factory and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like, you know, Forrest Gump with the shrimp, right? So after I started thinking, and I asked the principal, he came in the gymnasium a couple of minutes later, and I said, why don't schools teach children how to be entrepreneurs? He said, well, most of them don't desire to do that. How do we know? We're the one that's meant to frame and set minds. And then he said, and then our curriculum is not based for that. We have to teach what the National Organization of Education tell us to teach. And they have nothing in the curriculum for entrepreneurs. Wow. That's why millionaires and billionaires or multimillionaires are high school dropouts because they couldn't question authority and they had to do everything strategically. And that's not how their mind was wired. You have right brain and you have left brain, right? Thinkers. And so now you have little leverage over here, active income, and you work hard with no security. You have to do the work every time to get paid. You have 401k and pensions, which are passive income investing that you have no control over. You don't know, for the most part, where your money is going from your labor. That's taken out of your paycheck, along with FICA taxes. But on this side, you can own a system. And this is what I'm telling people, that for right now, people know the price of everything, but the value of nothing. I'm telling people you can get into this right now for $129. The very first billionaire, I often quote John D. Rockefeller. And if you're an investor, guess what? And the government, they give these people over here tax breaks because they want them to keep generational wealth. So they give them tax breaks. An investor, you're taxed 0%. See, as an employee, you're taxed 30% or higher. For 1099 contractors and self-employed, it's 40 to 60%. Of course, they want to tax this bracket higher because this is where the bigger income earners is, or the upper middle class is. When you have a business, 10 or 20%. Even if you have a paycheck, that paycheck is now taxed as a business owner, like a Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Starbucks, McDonald's franchise. But if you take that money and invest it, and I love investing in cryptocurrency right now because I understand the assignment, but I keep my cash flow so that I don't have to flip my crypto. You're not taxed at all. But most people have to flip crypto because they're not in positive cash flow. They're either negative cash flow or neutral. So they have to convert cryptocurrency, which is an asset, back into cash, which is the government system. You know what, Curtis? It started with the Carnegie Hall. It started before the 70s with Dale Carnegie. That's why a lot of these colleges and institutions are called Carnegie Hall and the Henry Fords, because they said if we don't want an institution of thinkers, we want an institution of workers. They said we don't want, this was during the agriculture age of having employees. And they said having entrepreneurs during the agriculture age. And they said we don't want entrepreneurs. No, we don't. We want employees because we want them to work our system to make us rich. And that's when Henry Ford and they created the assembly line to produce cars and vehicles. So Vice President Kamala Harris acknowledged the real possibility of war. This is just an hour ago. In Europe, if you're keeping up with the economy, you know that that's no surprise, right? And as this war comes, you're going to see cryptocurrency and the stock market, which is going to affect a lot of people's 401ks and their passive income investing is going to definitely bring down their future wealth, which means they're going to try to find a way to work longer and harder, right, to try to get their 401k losses back that they're about to experience. And the sad thing about it, 95% of people don't even know it's coming, so they're not prepared. Dollar stores are going away. FDA fined rodents inside the Arkansas Family Dollar warehouse, prompts 400 stores to close. Wow. And look at this, 222, $1 wow. Dollar stores are gone, people. I mean, you already had Dollar Tree and Dollar General. There was not $1 anymore. Now, they found 400 stores because of rodents. They closed 400 stores. Decaying rodents in the warehouse. People, come on now. You mean to tell me it took the FDA to find this about Family Dollar? When people need dollar deals now more than ever. You think it really took? Oh my God. It's not funny, but I just got to laugh it off because people don't see the writing on the wall, unfortunately. So people, you can get on this side, even if you have a paycheck, for $129 investment where you can own a system and not own a job. Let me share this with you. Then I'm going to go and make sure I might take a little longer break now that you tune in for my next live stream. I want to talk about two cryptocurrencies today, which is Farm Finance, FARM, Harvest Financing, and CRO, crypto.com. I'm changing over. Rebranding is name, and the great news that they can mean for crypto.com, Crow's coin, is going to be called. The richest advice from the richest investor says this: if you don't find a way to make money while you're asleep, you will work until you die. People, you were meant to do more than work, pay bills, finance a vacation every now and then, only to 30 days later get a statement in the mail from your credit cards, and you trying to figure out how you're going to owe that. You had a small window of freedom and fun. You pay your bills, you raise your children. If you find a compatible relationship, you have love, and you die. And that's all you have. Most people, they leave bills behind. Rich and wealthy people leave wills, not bills. I always quote this from John D. Rockefeller, but I found someone that said it way before him, that I will rather earn 1% off 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. But I found it from J. Paul Getty, the first billionaire. So he would be the first to really say it. And success leaves clues. Millionaires and billionaires do what millionaires and billionaires before them do. If you want to have enjoy a successful lifestyle and save time and not be overworked and underpaid, you will study this and implement it in your life. That you would rather have 1% of effort of 100. He said 100 men. Okay. So that's the difference between him and John D. Rockefeller. Rockefeller said 100 people's effort. J. Paul Getty, the first billionaire, said, I'd rather have the effort of 100 men than 100% of my own effort. This is why network marketing, and my friend Dre that brought up Sherry Peel Jackson and her book, it is so powerful. And this is why most politicians have a home-based business. And right now, it ends the 28th of this month, which is 8 more days, $129, or you can come see me in the spring as inflation is even higher, and you can get in for $270. It just depends on if you want to do it now or never, because you're going to need it, especially if you're on this side, if you're an employee or you're a sole proprietor. All right, y'all, let me catch this phone call, but text 129-254-788-1144. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification button. I'm going to talk about Farm Crypto and CRO, crypto.com. Queen out.